This is the latest dispatch just received in our newsroom.
I want to check dispatch.
This is the emergency broadcast system.
This is the latest dispatch just received in our newsroom.
I want to check dispatch.
Please remain calm and listen to the radio or TV for official news updates. Stay indoors and maintain protective measures until notified by the media or public safety. Wash exposed skin with soap and water and shampoo hair. It is important to stay calm. Although local and government authorities have responded to the outbreak, there may still be dangers. What seems like a safe distance or location may not be.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident. We will continue to keep you informed as this story unfolds.
This is the Career Musician News Brief Update. On this news brief update of the Career Musician podcast, we have my dear friend and career musician Jessi Campo from South Florida. Jessi is the epitome of a career musician with several irons in the fire going at all times. Today, she is going to update us with some helpful resources during this COVID-19 crisis. Check it out and be sure to get engaged and support one another. Okay, I am here with my dear friend of life, Jessi Campo. How you doing, Jessi?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Nomad? Staying
Good.
safe and healthy, I hope.
Yes.
On the West Coast.
Yes, on the left coast, as I say. Yeah.
And we're on the right coast.
That's right. You're on the East Coast, the right coast. I have this discussion with my wife all the time. Yeah. Being a New Yorker, I'm from the right coast.
I think I heard it on a song you guys did during Christmas time.
That's right. That's right. So Jessi is a singer, songwriter, and artist, first and foremost, in her own right. And together we just had a placement on the series Hentified on Netflix.
Yes.
That was
Hola,
awesome.
mis Latinos, bilingual.
That's right. And we covered a classic bolero, Sabor a Mi. And that's Jessi's beautiful voice singing that. And then also, in addition to being a singer, songwriter, and artist, she's a mentor and coach. And at the moment, she's doing a lot of kids' music lessons. Correct, Jess?
Absolutely. Right now, I know a lot of kids are stuck at home and the parents are, okay, what can we do to keep them active? And I kind of reinvented myself. And we'll talk about that later because it's a suggestion I have for a lot of the musicians out there. We'll talk more about that.
Excellent. And then also you are a music industry executive in the sense that you have your own production company where you provide production and entertainment concepts for various sources, correct?
Yeah, for festivals, casinos, and also create music panels for conferences and workshops.
This is a most interesting time, the most unique times perhaps that we've experienced globally, right?
Yes.
I mean, I can't fathom that we've gone through this in my lifetime, and I never thought that we would. And I think that's the general sentiment.
It is. And as musicians, our lives are changing as you and I speak. Without venues, without festivals, without concerts, without being able to have contact, which is how an artist can promote and thrive on a large exposure platform. We are changing as we speak. We will continue to change. And when this is over, which we will come out of this with, a new light and a new way of perceiving things and perceiving our careers, we will not be able to approach our careers the same exact way. So we will have to reinvent ourselves.
So, okay, as if it weren't enough already, I think you and I were, I'm not going to say masters of reinvention, but we were pretty close. We have reinvented ourselves umpteen times, it seems like. But now what you just said is a harsh reality that I think makes reinvention even more real for so many.
It is. And even though a lot of musicians are going, oh, well, no, don't worry about it. Once this is over, we're going to go back to clubs and we're going to go back to festivals and concerts. And we were digital anyways. The whole situation, and this is just my humble perspective, is that the venues are going to take their time, and festivals and the concerts getting back, they have to recuperate. So if the places where we performed have to recuperate, we're going to have to position ourselves differently in a place of assisting those venues while we are still keeping our careers afloat and keeping our careers moving forward.
It sounds like it could be a long up ramp back to recovery.
It can, but it also can be a win-win for all of us if we start. As musicians, a lot of times it's all about me. You know, I saw it on your podcast. You know, it's about me, what I want, what I need, what I have to. But if we all sit and have a moment to step back, it's going to shift to we.
That's, I love that. Yeah. And now let me reiterate, when you saw it on my podcast, you saw me saying that we shouldn't be me focused.
Yes, sir.
And that is the whole point. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. We should come together as a collective. And I love what you just said. It goes from me to we. And sorry, that sounds fun, but that sounds funny.
We. We can make a new vocal exercise out of that. Me.
Right. It's Italian and French. But it's so true. It's so true. And I really appreciate your positive perspective. Now, let's talk about that, because I know, first of all, as creatives, we're all highly susceptible to this roller coaster of depression, happiness, and these deep ups and downs, right?
Right. So we're actually very well equipped and prepared, because we're used to rejection. We're used to falling down, getting right back up. So we are very resilient as musicians. I repeat that so that everybody can hear it again.
Say it.
Sitting in your homes and worrying is not going to do you any good. We are extremely resilient. So we are going to, like my dad used to say, who was a famous Cuban musician, my dear dad Giovanni, you throw a ball against the wall. He would say, I'm like a ball. You throw me against the wall, I'm going to bounce back. We are resilient as musicians. You throw us up against a wall, throw us in the river, throw us anywhere it may be.
Throw us in the dirt,
We bounce back. We get right back up. But this time, we've got to do it differently. That's what's going to be different at this time. We've got to figure out how to do it differently. And so I'm going to go backtrack to what you said about coming together. The we. Okay, that's going to be our mantra.
Yeah, that's you. I love that quote.
we, and I'm going to give you a perfect example of how we are applying that right now. So there is a group, the South Florida Divas of South Florida, which is a group of ladies that are singers and performers. Okay, and someone on the group, I was personally approached by one of the singers on the group, and she said, look, we need to support each other so we can monetize. We need to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers.
Right.
So she started creating this domino effect where she said, okay, hey, so-and-so, you subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to yours. Let me know when it's done. And so as the comments trickled down and became a domino effect, everybody started doing it for everybody else. We're still not 1,000, some of us, but it's a way to do it. So this happened among the female singers. Why don't all the guitarists do it? Why don't all the, with each other? Why don't all the jazz artists do it and support each other? Create your own groups and start supporting each other. And you can get, with 1,000 subscribers, start getting monetization.
Right. Well, I'm noticing that happen. In fact, last night, oftentimes while I'm working in the studio, I'll have the phone and I'll do some social media interaction while I'm working, and I noticed a good buddy of mine who's a drummer was doing that. I've noticed several musicians do it. And anytime I see it on Facebook, I always go, I click all the links, I subscribe to everybody, I make a comment, I let them know, hey, I just subscribed. Here's my YouTube, in return. I think it's a brilliant idea. I do think that it's catching on. I think everybody is starting to get hip to that. But I will say this, and I want to encourage everybody, including myself and you and myself included. YouTube monetization, yes, it can begin at 1,000 subscribers, but it's still a difficult, long road ahead. So don't get discouraged. It's not like when you hit 1,000 subscribers, all of a sudden you're going to get a check for $400. It takes time. Now, let's not forget, YouTube basically is a production infrastructure for brands to put up quality content. So if you're not putting out the quality content, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? So you can't have one without the other. So let's make sure that we all, like you said, hunker down, stay home, and work on producing quality content that we can share with people and focus on, getting those numbers up.
Right, clean it. And when you're doing the YouTube, make sure, as Nomad said, make sure they play one song, at least its entire
In
song.
its entirety, right.
Entirety. Make sure they play the whole entire song, one song, okay,
Right.
one of your best videos. Make sure they like, they subscribe, and they comment. And all this will help. And just keep it positive and keep it flowing. I started doing it with other friends. And that's one of the ways that I know we are coming together. The other way, which you have,
please,
I know in front of you.
keep talking. Yeah, I love these resources. By the way, this is the official resource section of the episode. So.
Yes. So another way that you can do, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone. He wasn't a musician. He was just, a regular guy from out of Chicago. And I said, look, listen to my music. I get money if you listen to my music. He says, what? I thought I had to download it. No, tell your friends, tell your regular friends who may not be musicians. Okay, if they listen to you, if they request you on Alexa, okay, if they listen to you on Pandora, on any of the social streaming, just listen to you and don't download you, but downloading one song is 99 cents.
Right.
Just letting you know out there.
Yeah, that's right.
But if they listen to you, then you also get some money. Again, it's not going to be quality, large amounts of money, but if you do a quantity and you promote it. So I just wrote an article on Facebook which says music has inspired a lot of people and motivates them and reminds them of special moments in your life. Well, right now you can help music continue to do that by helping and assisting the musicians that have created your favorite songs.
Love the article, by the way. All of these links will be included in the podcast notes. That is fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. These are great ideas. And you're right. Sometimes it just takes reminding our inner circle of friends and family how easy it is.
Yeah, because they don't know. And, people that are not musicians don't know that streaming and listening and everything else, it's that easy. And all you got to do is give them a little nudge. Hey, look. And now I just started a campaign. I'm going to go to campaigns now. This is a perfect time. You're home. Okay, take advantage. Usually we're running around as musicians doing the concerts and doing the festivals and doing the sessions and doing everything else. Stay put and create a campaign. I created a campaign where you can sign up to basically increase my fan base. And I created a campaign where I'm sending you something and you put in your information. But then if you share and like and do the YouTube seeing the YouTube channel, then you'll go ahead and get a free song that's never been released before.
So expound on that. That's a brilliant idea. You will send them a free song that's private, that hasn't been heard.
Never heard.
Wow. Excellent idea.
Never released.
Okay. So how would you get the song to the fan?
Well, basically, I created a campaign, which is on one of the platforms that I use. And I created a campaign where they have to put their birthday, their name, and their email address.
Beautiful. Love it. It's brilliant. These are great ideas.
Yeah, and I want everybody to try them. And then one may not work for you. You may have a different fan base, but step out of your comfort zone, step out of your box, think creative things. Maybe in your case, they want the pick that you used to play at a concert they saw you. It could be, anything else. And you autograph it and put your initials and send it to them. Everybody will be different.
Right. That's awesome. What great ideas. Fantastic. So these are great ideas on how to monetize based on your own volition without going to outside resources. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now going to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Which is, I know that term probably hasn't been used out there in a long time. We're going to the nitty gritty. Let's look at the resources. There are resources out there for musicians. Billboard came out with an article. I think it was towards the end of March.
Yes.
Billboard magazine. You can Google the article, but I know that Nomad's going to put these resources readily available to you. And in Billboard, they gave you several different ways. And I'm going to tell you just one of them. So for example, one of them was a site that if you went ahead and performed online for 20 minutes, you could get a couple $100 if they accepted you.
Right.
Okay. There was another one if you had
Which,
lost.
by the way, we applied for. Thank you very much, because you sent it to us.
Yes. I'm
Nomad
glad you
Lola.
did that.
Yeah. Sorry,
Good luck.
continue.
Good luck to you.
Yeah,
Let
we'll
me know
see. We'll see. We'll see.
And then also there was another one, which are the ones that caught my eye, and I'm saying the ones that are easier to apply with, because I know musicians will like to sit there and fill out applications and everything else. I'm giving you the ones that are quick. There was another one that if you could prove that you had lost a gig, and you could send proof, whether it's in an email or in a text, then they would also give you money.
Yes, that's right.
If you were accepted and approved and you're eligible. Then, of course, we do know that the Recording Academy is, through Music Care, is trying to help all established recording artists. You have to prove validity of being a performing artist and a recording artist. And they are also trying to assist a lot of musicians, and they've been around for a long time, and a great aid to a lot of our recording musicians out there.
Right. That's amazing. Music Cares is a fantastic organization who have helped even a lot of people that I know personally. So
Yes.
yeah, that's another one. And similarly, in this fashion to the Billboard article, Rolling Stone did one. But look, I mean, here's the thing. I started getting inundated with emails, ASCAP, BMI, all the PROs, all of the music foundations, all of the, charitable organizations that are music-based. Literally, there's lists. The Musicians Union. I'm not sure of the local union out there in South Florida, but I know here it's Local 47. In Nashville, it's Local 257. In New York, it's Local something else. It starts with a 2 or 2 something. Anyway, the musicians unions are great resources. Right. They post all this information, whether you're a member or not. Of course, they want to encourage you to be a member, but it depends if you're doing union type work.
Right. But also songwriters.
Songwriters, exactly.
There was an article I sent you, which was on Variety, that
Thank you.
Our government had approved, thanks to SONA and the Songwriting Association out of Nashville. You probably know it better than me.
That's right.
I think it's NSCI.
Mm-hmm.
And they went ahead and got funds approved to help songwriters. So if you're not a performer, but you're a songwriter, like you and I both are, you go. But there's some people that only are songwriters. You have the possibility of also being able to apply for those resources. Yes, you may have to join a songwriter association, but like I told a couple of friends of mine, don't you think it's about time, if you're a songwriter, make yourself legit and join a songwriter association?
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. It is interesting. You said it at the top of the conversation. Musicians, we're so used to being isolated anyway, because in order to hone our craft, we have to spend hours and hours shedding away, right? Whether you're a writer, composer, performer, it doesn't matter, instrumentalist. So sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes it's tough for us to have a community-based mindset. But then when we get out into the workforce and we're doing gigs, it's all about the community. Like, we love playing gigs and hanging out and eating and drinking and having a good time. But then when we go home, we turn into this little hermit and we create, and we're like, no, leave me alone, I'm creating, So
it's a beautiful duality. And
yes,
it's a duality that we have. This wonderful
precisely.
Duality that we
That's
have
right.
that allows us to actually live in both worlds.
That's right. That's right.
Beautifully.
Yeah. No, these are great resources. And look, Jessi and I are not experts on this subject. I don't really think there are many people that are, being that it just hit us.
Just
recently.
like every other musician, we got crazy and we started going online.
Exactly.
And trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do now? And
right.
That's why we're sharing, because we're not experts, but we're taking the resources that we've been exposed to, sharing them with you as a career musician, and hoping that you will find which one works for you.
That's right. Bam. I mean, you said it perfectly. I was going to ask you to close this brief little episode update. I was going to ask you to close with some words of wisdom, but I think you just hit them with us. You just hit us with them. I mean, anything else that again, I really appreciate your positive outlook. Anything else that you been thinking about, pondering, meditating on?
Yes. Reinvent yourself. Right now you have the time. I know we're all trying to focus basically on just trying to make ends meet, on trying to see where we get our resources to stay financially stable. Okay. Right. But at the same time, I know you're in the present. Just go a little bit into the future and start preparing for what and where you're going to be. Think of creative ways in which you'll be able to perform outside of the box in maybe some other form or another way, because you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to get creative to get out there. The bars and the restaurants need our help as much as we need their help to be able to perform. But maybe step out of the box and figure out a way how we can all come out win-win. Restructure your mindset. It's not me, it's we.
We. I love it. And with that, Jessi, that's the best closing I could ever ask for. That's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, Jessi Campo from the South Florida music scene. Thank you so much, Jessi. I appreciate it. This episode will be posted today, April 3rd, 2020, on the Career Musician Podcast, all podcast platforms. It's available, including YouTube. Basically, everywhere you can stream a podcast, you can check it out. And please share, like, follow, and spread the love, right?
Yes, and if there's any way I can help, and in anything that I said really quickly, because I'm Latina and I talk really fast, anything that you didn't catch, you can hit me up on Facebook, Jessi Campo Singer, Jessi Campo, C-A-M-P-O, Jessi Campo Singer, Jessi Campo. Also hit me on Instagram with any messages or questions you have, which is Jessi_Campo. Just say you heard me on this podcast, which is the Career Musician with Nomad, and I will definitely make sure that I try to hit you back or reply with anything or any resources that I may have or that have come across my research endeavors.
That's perfect. I was just going to ask you for your socials and your website.
The website is Jessi Campo Music, and just share your music with me.
Yeah.
Share me. Tell me to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
That's right. Let's stay connected.
Let's stay connected that way. It's a time for us to build a community and make our community stronger. And we have a responsibility to each other because we're all in the same boat right now.
I love it. Thank you again, Jessi.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, Nomad. See you in the writing table. You're listening to the Career Musician Podcast with mi hermano, Nomad.
There you have it, Miss Jessi Campo. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And folks, you know that all of the information is available online. Please do your due diligence and Google everything. If not, talk to your friends and family and loved ones. Reach out on all social media platforms. In fact, we have the Career Musician Facebook group. If you'd like to be involved, please send me a request invite and I will be sure to approve you so that you can join the conversation. The Facebook group is all about community. We're here to share, encourage, talk, inspire one another through everything that we experience as professionals in this industry. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay isolated, and until next time, this is Nomad, the Career Musician, signing off.
I'm just a nomad, nowhere man, writing the songs in this one-man band. A nomad, yeah, I'm a nomad, yeah. So hush now, darling, you'll be fine. I'll be back this way sometime. Until then, baby, don't you cry.
Hey, this is Nomad, host and creator of the Career Musician Podcast, and I am thoroughly stoked to be an official member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Pantheon Podcast Network is the first of its kind as an all-music-based podcast collective. Please be sure to check us out at pantheonpodcast.com for more info.